Hello, my name is Jared, and this is my rehugo project presentation. To begin with, what is the question I'm trying to answer? My question is, how have car manufacturers advanced vehicle technology over the years, mainly looking at the vehicle performance and safety? I picked this topic because I have always been curious about cars and how they've been manufactured, and I had hoped to learn much more about the steps it takes to make a car as advanced and reliable as it is today, as well as learn which companies have the most impact on improving or innovating the specific technologies that goes into creating a car. Now we're going to look at my research and the answer to my question. While doing my research, I expanded my knowledge on many different topics and learned many new things as well. For example, while reading about the history of fuel systems, I discovered much about the contributions made by Chevy and Mercedes to fuel injection technology and about the slow transition from carbureted engines to electronic fuel injection. When engines were first developed, they used mechanical systems called carburetors to carefully spray the correct amounts of fuel and air into the engine. These were widely used by every car company for many years until Mercedes and Chevy began experimenting with electronic fuel injection. Electronic fuel injection, or EFI, uses a computer connected to jets that spray fuel directly into the throttle body of a car, where they mix with air and allow the car to run. Fuel injection was much more reliable and could handle changes in weather and temperature much better than carbureted engines, because they are ran by computers and sensors rather than mechanically, and because of the introduction of the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing, which was the first production car with fuel injection, and the option for fuel injection in the '57 Corvette, the technology slowly catched on and became the standard for cars today. Secondly, turbochargers, which are a common way to increase power in your car, take exhaust gases and use them to spin a turbine that forces compressed air into your engine. This technology is widely used by car companies that want to increase power in small engines, and by enthusiasts and racers who want to increase horsepower dramatically. This invention was created originally for aviation use and was put in a few production cars, but Volvo was the company that helped the technology gain traction in the 1980s with the Volvo 240 Turbo. This car, along with many that they created in the future, helped the turbocharger gain popularity and become much more widespread throughout production vehicles. Meanwhile, Ford pioneered the assembly lines and created reliable V8 engines used in many American cars, while Citroën created double wishbone suspension that we see in sports cars and race cars today. Furthermore, Honda created VTEC, a system that changed the cams of an engine at a certain RPM. This, as well as Toyota's variable valve timing, made engines that could both be efficient and fast, without making it possible for consumers to do more with their cars without worrying about excessive gas prices. In short, I found that car companies have made a major impact on advancements that have helped improve car technology and make our vehicles what they are today in both performance and reliability. Next is my process and challenges/successes. One challenge I faced when researching my question was deciding which topics I should focus on, since there are so many different components that go into creating a car and many different innovations different car companies have created. For example, I neglected to mention any of the different types of transmissions, such as DCT, manual, automatic, and CVT, because they would have added too much to research in the time given. Another challenge I faced was finding good documentaries and movies, as well as good sources that I could read related to my topic. However, once I was able to decide on which innovations I wanted to focus on and was able to find good sources, I was able to quickly research a lot of good information on my question. Finally, how will I apply what I've learned to the future? I personally have always had an interest in how things work, and I'm particularly interested in cars and motorcycles. Understanding how things work and what different brands specialize in can help me decide what things to expect and look out for if I decide to pursue a career in automotive engineering. Also, having an understanding of new and old engine systems is very beneficial when working with my car or any other vehicle that has an engine, as well as any other mechanical device I may have to work on in the future. Overall, this topic was a great way for me to learn much more about something that I may have a large impact on my future hobbies and careers, and was a great project for me to learn a lot about cars. Thank you for listening to my rehugo presentation.